So you want to scale your TikTok ads in 2023. You want to learn like the newest strategies and what is actually working. I'm spending over $2 million in TikTok ads, and I'm spending around 100 to 200K a month right now on TikTok. So these are the best strategies that I've seen working for scaling. You want to scale, you are in the position to scale, or you want to really aspire to get, your business or your ad account into scaling base. These are like the best ways to do that. Let me actually jump straight into it. If you like the video, please leave a like. But before actually going to the exact strategies, I'm going to mention 4 strategies that I've seen working the best, scaling consistently, as much stability as possible. But some things that people overlook that I really want to stress before going to scale. Of course, the aspiration of each media buyer and business owner, wherever, is to actually scale their account. I mean, this is the fun part. This is what we actually want to do. But to do that, we need basically a few things first. First of all, do not underestimate the amount of creative that we need to have to actually scale. A lot of people, they have this notion that you can scale with 3 or 4 ads maybe, or they don't even have a plan when they actually get new ads in. And having an inconsistent creative output and creative pipeline that you don't know when your next creative batch will actually come from, or iterating on the winners, which is going to be my next point, it really puts you in a very, very difficult place to actually scale. So the first thing is to really have clarity on how many pieces of creative you can get. You can ensure that you actually have enough creative to scale, because you can't really push budget for 1 week and then say, oh, we're not getting creative at least like next month. So make sure you really have a clear view of what's happening in terms of your creative output. This will really help out. Second is really have clarity of what has really worked. It's one of the most common mistakes, and the most common mistakes I did is I was testing a lot of things together, just to be clear. So I was testing audiences, bidding strategies, creatives. We need to have 100% clarity of what's worked so you can really build on it and scale. So you need to ensure you're testing one variable at once. And I'm going into the first few initial stages, which is going to be like the testing and the creative angles and everything. And to really scale, you need to have a few winners, and you need to produce a lot of variations, very close variations, like different hooks, maybe changing the creators but don't changing anything else, to really hit different segments and ideal audiences and ideal customer avatars. There's really a myriad of ways that I can maybe actually go into next separate video, how you can iterate on the winning creatives, but really focus on what's worked and really push these things. So after you have your creatives down, you really have 3 or 4 creatives down, you have a good audience that that is actually working great, then you are in the position to scale. So let me actually go into the ad strategies right now, so I'm not really digressing a bit. Now, the first strategy that I actually would like to actually work with is scaling single ad groups. So I have here an ad group. It's one of my best audiences. Someone else that I did. So just be direct. The first thing is scaling single ad groups. Your best creative in the account with your best audience. Proven headline, proven copy. Scale these out. This is my number 1. It really forces more spend to the winning creative, winning audiences, and again, really high budgets, and really try to scale this horizontally. And a single ad group style, it really worked well. This is the way I'm doing testing as well. So I'm isolating the creative variable with one audience. But of course, in the scaling, we have seen all the different variations of that, and we have seen like the best audience, and then I just click it together and scale this up. Number 2 is actually basically just the typical, maybe you probably already doing that in some kind of way. It's ABO scaling, and just having one ABO ad group, of course, with your best audience, 3 or 4 winning ads, proven headlines, proven copy, and just again pushing budgets behind it. It can really be anything. You can see I have one here. I have like 3 to 5. Now I do have a lot more there, but most of them don't really have spend, to be clear. So I'm really pushing like 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 ads at one time, so they can all get enough spend behind it. So number 3 is actually the pocket theory method, which means it's actually duplicating the same audience 3 or 4 times with your 3 or 4 best creatives to really, in a sense, hit different segments of the same audience. So I'll do that. As you can see here, I have this one, in other ways, horizontal scaling, which also works amazing well. And I've just preached again back like 5 months ago when I actually have my snap video with that. It really provides stability in the ad account. Of course, it really probably needs a bit more budget if you really want to get out of the interface in everyone, but in every ad group. But again, it really force you to spend more money, duplicate it. So if one ad doesn't really work, you have like 3 more or 2 more. Again, if you don't have the budget, again, go a bit lower. and you can get profitable very, very easily, of course. With that, I can really just kill those that don't work, basically. So now this is my third option. The fourth option, a favorite of mine, is manual bidding. So using cost caps and bid caps. Mean ROAS, not really actually bid caps here. We're on Facebook. So using actually like cost caps, manual bidding. So a lot of people actually use cost caps way early, I think, just because they haven't really hit that great variable and just try to match their CPA with cost caps. But obviously that's fine. I've done this too as well. But it's not the ideal way to introduce manual bidding. It's again when you have like, when you really want to scale and you have those low cost or value based ad groups really scaled up, really add another a cost cap campaign with 3 or 4 ads, best ads, probably like 3 max, I would say. Test at 1 times your CPA, 1.5 times your CPA, and 2 times your CPA. And this way, you can really see when it gets delivery, and then you can really scale things up from there. Walk it down the cap, as you can see here, testing multiple things, and just even walk it to the 0.7 and to the cents level in a sense. So that makes a lot more sense. So I can really squeeze as much as possible. Then what I like to do is duplicate the number 1 winning creative in a mean ROAS campaign, so I can squeeze even more out of it and push it in a whole different way and hit different segments as well. This is my top one like ad but my go-to first initial manual bidding is cost caps always, and then I'll go into the mean ROAS campaign as well. So these are like 4 ways I like to really scale. Again, as I said, we need to have proven creatives and really have the clarity that these things work, because otherwise we're just gonna burn budget, guys. If we just think that it's gonna be a good creative, or we're just testing something that is not tested, or we don't have clarity about the audience and stuff, we're just gonna test it and burn budget. So make sure you are in the position to scale. Obviously you can really play around with that. It doesn't mean that you just put $500 behind one ad group and you're just gonna leave it there. If it doesn't work, just turn it off after like, I don't know, it depends. I like to really have 2 times CPA the spent to judge an ad in general, depending on the AOV, of course. But yeah, that's some of the best strategies that I've seen. Let me know if you have any questions on that, and we'd love to help. Thanks a lot for watching so far. Have a great day, guys.